Hey guys, it's Ashley Wilkinson with Curl Up and Dye Day Spa coming to you with another video blog for the week. And tonight I should say, we will all be enjoying orange juice and rum and talking about heat protectants. Now, I know that some people are going to say heat protectant. I know what a heat protectant is, but you guys would all be really surprised at the lack of knowledge that goes around this style prep tool. Now, first of all, I want to say that heat protectants are not just heat protectants. If you look at many of the bottles, you're going to see shine, smoothing treatment, softening treatment. Usually a heat protectant is in a oil-based substance, whether it's spray or it's an oil you're going to just pump out of the bottle, kind of like this shine serum from Pravana. It's definitely not a heat protectant up to 400 degrees, but it's a good example. It's an oil-based product and super smooth. There it is, super easy to use. You just run it, and some of your heat protectants can absolutely be this, and some of them are just sprays that you guys are going to use in your hair. Now, here's the thing. I know that, again, a lot of it's common sense of, oh, it's a heat protectant, it's meant to protect my hair from the heat of my styling tools. Well, that's not just it, you guys. Like, it's a smoothing treatment. It could be a shine serum. It could be anti-frizz serums. Most heat protectants come in a multifaceted genre. It's meant to do many different things and just protect your hair from heat, which could be super beneficial for whoever's using it. Now, we're going to get a little bit scientific here and talk about why it's so important for your hair. Okay, most heat protectants, if not all good heat protectants right now, are covering up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit because that is what our tools are reaching now. I know that my flat iron and my curling iron reach 450 degrees right now. So on the science spectrum, your hair is comprised of two main components, and that is protein and water. They're all broken down and classified into different groups, but it all comes down to protein and water. That is what your hair is made out of. Now let's put the protein aside. We'll talk about that during the damage vlog that I put out. And today we're just going to focus on the water aspect of your hair. Now, water is water. It doesn't act any different in a different environment. If you put water in below freezing temperatures, it's going to freeze. If you put water in hot temperatures, it's going to boil. So let's think of it this way. You have a long strand of hair. Okay, you take your even 350 degree flat iron and you press it against your hair, which is comprised of a large amount of water. Boiling temperature of water is like 212 or 211 degrees Fahrenheit. That is boiling temperature of water. So when you hit your hair with a 350 to 450 degree hot tool, you are well over boiling temperature of water. So we have it on our hair and we are pulling down. We are literally straight ironing or even curling our hair, working our way down that hair strand. Now, from the moment that you press that iron down or the moment that you clamp that curling iron, you are boiling the water content in your hair, which is what? It is building up pressure. It's like anything else. If you guys were to put water in a kettle, it's going to whistle because that pressure is going to build up, the steam's going to build up, and it's going to alert you, hey, I'm done, drink some tea. Calm down and drink some tea. But your hair can't do that. So you're literally creating so much pressure in that hair strand that once it gets to the end, it literally can blow open like a volcano. Seriously. Not even joking. That's a perfect example for it. And that, my friends, is what causes heat damage. Little fun fact for you right there, right? So, the downside of heat damage is it doesn't necessarily just have to happen on the ends. The longer your hair gets, the longer your hair has been on your head. When you refuse to cut it, when you refuse to maintain long hair or take care of long hair, just being outside in the wind, in the heat, in the cold, in the rain, just putting your hair into a ponytail, you are causing friction in your hair, which is opening your cuticle, which is working your cuticle, which is going to cause damage. Because unfortunately, you guys, there's no cure for split ends. There's no cure for wear and tear on your hair. Your cuticle on your hair is the shield. It is the protectant of your hair. Its job is to protect your hair. It is just like being a football player or, a hockey player. You're not going to wear the same gear every season. You're not going to do it because it's dangerous. It gets worn and torn down. Its job is to protect the internal parts that it's protecting, and your hair is just that. The cuticle of your hair is your shield, and it is meant to get worn down, and that's why haircuts are so important. A little off topic, but I'm glad we got there. Either way, you can literally cause heat damage throughout these compromised areas of your hair. When you're dealing with your new growth, pretty fresh hair, it's not invincible by any means. It does need to be catered to and treated nicely, but the strongest part of your hair is your mid shaft. It's your mid shaft. The weakest part of your hair is your ends. They've been alive or not even alive because they're dead once it comes out, but they've been on your head the longest amount of time, which means they've went through the most wear and tear of the hair on your head. So you can begin to get heat damage within those ends, anywhere. If there's a weak spot and you're running that flat iron, it could burst. Seriously burst. It does not have to be the ends. It can just burst and your hair can just break off, you guys. That's heat damage. That's the damage that it can do. That is what you're doing in your hair. So when you think about that flat iron and it just spewing out steam, it seriously isn't a special effect or, you know, anything to be like, oh, hey, I feel like Michael Jackson in Thriller. Or it's not funny. It's dangerous. Like, you are literally burning your hair. You're boiling your hair to the point where it needs to release the pressure because the steam in there is built up so much, it's ready to explode like a volcano. So that is what causes heat damage. It's common sense, you guys. If you don't use heat every day, you don't have heat damage. Your hair is dry. There is a difference. You're not going to go get a reconstruct or anything like that. You're going to go get a moisture recovery shampoo and conditioner because it's not damaged. It's just dry. This is something that can be rehydrated. If you have heat damage, you know, because your hair looks and feels like a Brillo pad. It looks like you could literally just take it, scrub your dishes after dinner, and call it a day. Like, that's the texture that your hair is going to have when it is truly heat damage. And anybody that's had real heat damage knows. There's no mistaking it. You'll know if you guys have it. So that is why heat protectants are so important, you guys. It is super important that you're using this as a style prep because 450 degrees is a ridiculous amount of heat to be putting on your hair all the time. Some of you do it every day. Every day. God, that's like sending your hair to hell every day. I don't want to go to hell every day. Your hair doesn't want to go there every day. Use a heat protectant. It's going to create a boundary between your hair and that heat, which in the end is going to save you so much trouble because I'm telling you guys, once you've done so much damage, it gets to a point where there's no turning back. There is no turning back from severe damage, whether it be chemical, heat, even dry. You can't just say, hey, I'm just kidding, I changed my mind, I want my hair to feel great and be pretty again. Well, that's nice, but it doesn't work that way. Really, the only remedy for dealing with situations like this is you have to cut your hair. And believe me, I've seen it when people don't. I've had people come in with like little beagles coming out everywhere, just popping up all over their head because it's burned. It's burned and it has become so burned that it's just breaking off. It's just breaking off everywhere and there goes all your length. Okay, that's another issue I want to hit before we call it a day on this thing. I see so many people that come in every day and tell me, oh, my hair just doesn't grow. Yet they have like 2 inches of new growth. You guys, it's growing. It's growing. Your hair is obviously growing. There's not a lack of growth or you wouldn't have any new growth. What's happening is your hair is growing, but your length can't keep up with your damage. I'm sure I'm not the only person who brushes their hair and sees like hair dust on your clothes. You know, when I've been around, there's blue hairs everywhere. My hair is damaged. I have over-processed hair. Do you really think that a person can change the color of their hair every single month and not have some kind of damage left from it? No, of course my hair is damaged. I am a chemical whore, like I just am. I love to color my hair. But I know that I have to cut it because I have to get that dead off so that the new growth that I get can actually stay and I can keep my length. I know it doesn't make sense when you say it to yourself. The first time you have to cut your hair to make sure that your hair grows. It is said in a very different and odd way, but really you're cutting your hair because if you don't, it's gonna break off at the ends. Your hair's growing, you're just not keeping that length. And a lot of that is attributed to heat damage, especially now. The tools that dude, those wands, you have to use a glove for those. A glove. Like when your styling tools come with protective gear, that's ridiculous. Put some heat protectant on there and wear glasses. My gosh, that's dangerous. It's just dangerous. Anyway, now you guys know what a heat protectant is and why it's so important. I know, again, it might not seem like something that we have to talk about, but again, you guys would be really surprised on the lack of knowledge there is for these certain products. Now, I'm going to sum this up with just giving you guys a breakdown because I know that some people are like, well, I don't know what to use. So, hey, I did the research for you. I'm going to run through these really quick. The top 10 heat protectants that I found that you can buy over the counter. Number 1 was Aussie Hair Insurance Heat Protectant Shine Spray. Number 2 was Arojo Protective Thickening Lotion. Number 3 was Carol's Daughter Macadamia and Heat Setting Foam. 5, John Frieda Frizzy's Hair Serum. I've actually used the Frizzy's line, and this was before I was a hairstylist, and you know what, I didn't mind it. Like, it did what I asked it to do. Next one was Tresemme Thermal Creations Heat Tamer Spray. These ones, and I found with Tresemme, you really need to look at what it's doing for your hair and what your hair needs. If you have super chemically processed hair, this probably isn't going to be a good one for you. You're probably going to want to go with more of a serum because I've used this personally and it didn't do what I thought that it should have done. But I'm sure on natural hair it could work. I'm not going to say it won't because who knows. Next was Blow Pro Heat Heat is On Protective Daily Primer. Next was L'Oreal Color Vibrancy Dual Protected Spray. Next was Dove Style and Care Frizz Free Shine Cream Serum, which we all know you guys can get that pretty much anywhere. And the last was Nexus Pro Man Heat Protects Heat Protection Styling Spray. These are all ones that you can either get offline, you can find in like Walmart. You can get these ones pretty much anywhere from what I saw. You guys kind of know me within the salon, and I love Pravana. I'm a huge Pravana fan. Pravana and their products are what, Pravana and Joico, those two product lines are what keep my hair on my head, seriously. So Keraglaze is a treatment from Pravana. It's not something you can take home. It's actually something that lasts up to 6 shampoos, and it's phenomenal. If you guys are interested in it, you can talk to your salon, your stylist, or you guys can come into me and ask me, to do it for you. It's again, it's a treatment, 2-part treatment. It goes on before we blow dry and flat iron your hair, and it lasts you up to 6 shampoos. So that can last a week or 3 weeks. Like, it just depends on how often you shampoo your hair. Next is the Keratin Fusion Thermal Insulator. This is a take-home product. Super good. It's Pravana again. To me, you just can't go wrong with it. Third is Pravana Nevo Invisible Control. Again, take-home, fantastic. The next one is Chi. You guys all know Chi. They were one of the head innovators when it came to heat protectants, heating tools, styling tools. It's a good product. Next in my line, Joico Ironclad. I love Joico, and I really did love this product. One of my favorites on my list was Argan Oil Heat Protectant and Shine Serum. You guys know me, and I recommend this stuff so much, so much. If you're looking to go and buy yourself your own stuff at the store, this is what I always tell people to buy. You can't go wrong with argan oil. It's a oil substance, it's an oil, and it's fantastic. It works fantastic. Last but not least is BioSilk. If you've known anything about the hair industry at all, you know what BioSilk is, and you know what it does, how it smells, how it feels. It's BioSilk, you guys. Like, it's BioSilk. Everybody loves it. That's why it's been on the shelves and in salons for so long. So those are a few thermal protectants that you guys can pick up from the store. I also put in a few thermal protectants that you guys can either bring up to your stylist or opt to ask if you can purchase from your stylist. Whatever's going to make you guys happy. at the end of this whole vlog, I just really want you guys to take into consideration how important this is, especially if you're doing hot tools, even more than 2 times a week. I'm going to say you should be using a heat protectant. It's really important, especially if you have chemically treated hair. It's really important for the longevity of your hair, the beauty of your hair, the life of your hair, everything. If you want good hair, you're going to use products that are going to keep your hair looking fantastic and healthy, okay? So again, thank you for having some orange juice and rum with me and listening to me gab about heat protectants. Super important, guys. I'm glad for anybody who listens to this and gets absolutely anything out of it. It's time for me to go and watch Curious George with my son. Call it a night because I've got a busy day in the morning. So thanks for hanging out with me for 15 minutes. I hope you guys had a fantastic day. This is Ashley again, and as always, think colorfully. I'll see you guys next time.